panda. I'm a freaking panda. Now they call me Amanda, homie. A freaking panda, homie. Amanda the panda. I'm a freaking panda. Now they call me Amanda, homie.
That's a stimulant. It's gonna stimulate. You gotta stop jerking. It's gonna stimulate. That's a stimulant. It's gonna stimulate. You gotta stop jerking. It's gonna stimulate.
But now they call me Amanda, homie.
What up? What up? It's Garage Gym Homie, and today I'm going over how to get six-pack abs, man. Is it worth it? Before we get into this here, please click the subscribe button. I got content coming out all the dang time for you, homie. So click subscribe and let's get into this, man. Hey, man, you homies looking a little dusty, man. So I thought I'd bring you to the garage, man, and show you a little bit how to tighten up, man. You know, a lot of you might have six-pack abs. Maybe this is just entertain you, man. I have been blessed to have had a six-pack for, let's see here, man. I got sober almost 10 years ago. I think I've had a six-pack for over 8 years, man, straight. Never lost it. So I'm going to tell you, we're going to go through the training, the eating, and the supplements, man. So you too, if you don't already, man, can have a six-pack. This is the GGH method, man. So, look, man, this is what I'm going to say, man. Let's talk about the training. Let's get right into it, man, because I might have a different technique or information or theory than some people. This is just what works for me. I had six-pack abs before I started TRT, just so you know, just to give you the whole background, man. I was eating clean, training like a maniaco, doing everything like spot on even before TRT, while I had low T, man. So I was able to get six-pack abs then. It was tough then, man, because I didn't know I had low T at the time. Well, for a while I did. I tried to get it up naturally, no pun intended. But you know, so I was still forming my physique then. You know, so listen, let's talk about it, man. Training. First of all, I'm a big believer in treating abs like every single other muscle group. If you hit everything once a week, hit abs once a week, man. You do not need to kill yourself spinning your dang wheels doing abs every day. They're just like every other muscle. You break them down, you let them rebuild, get stronger. You know, if you're training everything twice a week, you train abs twice a week, man. It's really simple, man. You don't, these people who train abs every single day, I don't think it's doing anything for you, man. A lot of bodybuilders, I've heard, they don't even train abs at all, man, because you're tight, you're hitting your core with everything you do, man. So I train abs once a week like I do everything else, and my ab workout's about 20 minutes. I do 300 reps for my abs, and then 200 reps right after for my obliques, like 25 on each side. And I always do sets of 25. The ab workouts are short and intense. I do about 10-second rest in between sets of 25 till I hit 300. Takes about 18 to 20 minutes, man. I either do it at the end of a workout, I do it on its own day by itself. Sometimes I'll just come in the garage and be like, okay, I got to hit abs. And sometimes I'll superset it, man. Like if I'm hitting shoulders, I can superset abs in between, man, to get my 300 reps in. So I like doing a variety of, you know, I'm going to make another video about the exact kind of ab training I do. I've done it before. I use some cables. I like leg raises. I use the captain's chair to do leg raises. I do a whole variety of things. I try and switch it up each workout, man, just to really hit the abs good. But you don't need to kill your abs to have a six-pack. Once a week, man, for like 20 minutes. I promise you. And you can use some weights, man. Like if you're holding a 25-pound plate or whatever while you're doing your abs, that'll kind of help, you know, put some more stress on them, you know, to break them down. I just want to say also about the training. When I'm the most ripped, when I have the best looking six-pack or eight-pack, whatever, you know, I notice sometimes when I'm super ripped, I got like an eight-pack, you know, I got these 2, 4, 6, 8. Right now I'm not like super, super tight shredded, you know, I just drank a shake, whatever. When I'm the most ripped in my life, though, I'm doing morning fasted cardio. You know, I notice when I'm doing weights in the morning and cardio in the afternoon, I'm not as ripped as when I get up, take the fat burner. I'm morning. There is something to morning fasted cardio where you get way more shredded. You know, so this is not just about the six pack just represents everything else, man. You know, how shredded you are, how clean you're eating, everything. It's just kind of a representation. So having a six pack is definitely worth it. It's a nice thing to be able to take your shirt off, man, and just feel confident about yourself. It shows that you practice a life of restriction. You're conscious about what you're eating. I mean, unless you're just some genetic freak or something, man. I mean, anybody who maintains a six-pack abs like all year round, they're probably doing a little bit of suffering, man, throughout the dang year. You know, if you have a six-pack all year like me, I'm suffering, man. I mean, not suffering in a negative sense, but I'm staying hungry, man, staying driven. So morning fasted cardio has been paramount, man, in really getting ripped and getting that six-pack form. Let's talk about the eating, man. So the training we've talked about, man. Once a week, hit abs. Twice a week. Whatever you're hitting every other muscle group, hit abs. Treat them like everything else. In my opinion, you can superset them into your training. You could hit them after, whatever you want to do, man. Make it very short and an intense ab workout. All right, let's move on to eating. You don't need to starve yourself to have six-pack abs, man. I don't know where you're starting from. Let's say you just have like a normal build, man. You want to build a six-pack. You just need to eat ultra clean and be in the slightest calorie deficit to start molding your abs, man, to start molding the physique, man. You don't need to starve yourself, crash diet, anything not sustainable. You're not going to hold on to that dang six-pack anyway. You know, so eating ultra clean, meaning pull the carbs down a little, man. Carbs hold on to water. Remember, bodybuilding's all an illusion, man. So showing the six-pack, we might all have a six-pack, and we might just look, you know, certain videos, I'm just like, man, I look really shredded. Like this one right now, I'm like, I don't look that crazy, you know. Some of them it all depends, you know, bodybuilding's all an illusion. When you pull the carbs down a little, if you want a tighter look, man, you're like, oh, my abs are just starting to form. I really want to show them off. Pull the carbs down, man. Pull the carbs down. That gets water out of your system, man. Carbs hold on to water. Water retention is going to be a big thing with having a nice ripped physique, whether it's abs, everything else. Holding on to a lot of water is what holds you back from looking the most ripped. So remember, when you're eating clean, always your sodium intake is always going to be really important. Because for me, like when I go eat a cheat meal or a couple cheat meals on the weekend, man, I'm so sensitive to that sodium because I'm so ultra clean during the week. I blow up, man. Like I feel bloated for a couple days. You know, my abs don't look as tight. I don't have the six-pack like I did, you know, 2 days before, all that, because of the water retention. It's not a bunch of fat and stuff. It's water retention. So pulling the sodium down, watching when you meal prep, hopefully you're meal prepping or you're doing something, you can't, the only way to really get super shredded, in my opinion, is to prepare your own food. Because even if you're going to a dang carry-out or restaurant, you're like, I just want a plain piece of salmon. You never know unless you know how much sodium or salt they're putting on it or you know what they're doing with it unless you're preparing it yourself. You know, you never know unless there's something to preparing it yourself that's really good for your mentality. For my mentality, it's therapeutic, man. It's good because that lets you be very conscious about what you're consuming. When you're weighing your food, you're preparing it yourself. Every little thing is surgical to the T. That brings us to higher spiritual levels, man. That's the truth. So watching the sodium, I have an infrared sauna. Doing a lot of sauna helps me, man, with my six-pack. That helps me get shredded. I'm getting out excess water retention. I'm getting as tight as possible. Sodium's held under the skin. It gets it out. You know, all that stuff. You might say, oh, well, saunas are BS. You don't lose weight like that because right away, right when you drink the water, you gain the weight back. Whether it's true or not, it helps get out excess sodium water retention you're holding. It gives a tighter look. Saunas are very good with that. So watching your carbs, man, pulling your carb intake down slowly, eating ultra clean, your carbs should be oatmeal, sweet potato, brown rice, quinoa, whatever it is, man, whatever you find that works for you. Eating ultra clean kind of food and watching that, keeping that sodium down, man, to look as tight as possible to get that six-pack showing. If you're trying to lose weight, which is the way to have a six-pack to lose body fat, well, not necessarily weight, but most people need to lose weight. Have a very realistic goal on the scale. To me, a realistic goal is 1 pound to 1.5 pounds per week. Weigh in once a week, no more, on the same time every week after a week of clean eating, and see, I should be losing 1 pound per week. So I start getting like more shredded. 1 pound per week to 1.5. Anything more than that, to me, it's too much. It's too much. It's not going to be sustainable. You might not be eating enough to hold on to your muscle. Whatever it is, I like a very nice, slow, steady progress. This is a journey, man. You're not going to have a six-pack if you have no abs showing in freaking 2 weeks. This might take a while. That's okay, man. Remember, because once you have it, you'll hold on to it. If you do, once you have it, you'll be terrified to lose it. I don't lose it all year, man. So have an obtainable goal if you're trying to lose weight, and that's your way of getting your six-pack, 1 to 1.5 pounds a week. Supplements, man. They're not to be relied on. They're never going to be the reliance for forming a six-pack, but they do help, some of them, with a tighter look. Fat burners. There's certain ingredients in fat burners. Dandelion root. That's a diuretic, man. That'll get some excess water retention out. Alpha Yo, I notice that kind of clears me out, has me going to the bathroom. Anything you can do that'll get excess water out or thermogenics to have you sweat more will give you a tighter look, man. I notice when I use, certain fat burners and I'm getting water retention out, they help. They're not burning fat, but they might help with some excess water, some sodium bloat that you're holding on. So definitely, fat burners can help with just the appearance of, having a six-pack. It's all about the appearance, how it looks. Sleep is super important, man. You're going to be burning fat. You're going to be looking optimal. You're going to be looking crispy. You're going to be looking better the better you're resting, man. I mean, that's just anything for muscle gains, for cardio, whatever it is. Your rest, your sleep is going to be the best. Your hormones are going to be optimized. You're going to have the easiest time getting those six-pack abs, burning fat. You want nice high testosterone. And the way to get that is not to be stressed out. Get good sleep. 8 hours, man. Go for that 8 hours. Go for a good sleep routine. Having a good sleep routine, believe it or not, might be the difference between looking like junk and having a solid freaking 6 or 8 pack or whatever, man. So that's very important. So the training, it's important, but it's only so much, man. If you're pumping iron regularly, you've been doing this for a while, you have the ab muscles, man. You've been training, you've been breaking it down. Every other thing that you work is going to work your abs. The eating should be a consistent journey of clean eating, man. That's how you get a six-pack. And the last thing I want to say, and the most important thing with getting a six-pack, is patience. I promise you, the six-pack will come. It will come. It might take a while. Do not give up before you get the results. Just keep eating clean. Keep on the regimen. Keep at it. I promise you'll get the six-pack, man. You just got to stay consistent and be patient. The six-pack will come. You do not need to give up or think that if you don't have a six-pack in 90 days or whatever, you're not getting one, or you're not doing it right. Clean eating will obtain you a six-pack. And if you don't have a six-pack, go in a little calorie deficit. Very slow, steady decrease into those abs, man. And that's what I got for you, man. Keeping it 100. God bless all you. Let me know what you think. Together, let's get this dang muscle, man. I'm out.